What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. How is everybody doing this evening? Jack, what's up?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Andre.
I'm doing pretty decently. I mean, yeah, pretty decently.
Cool. So this episode is kind of like it's been a slow week this week, thankfully. So we decided to do a little freestyle episode. So we're just gonna talk about random stuff, for an hour, and hope you guys enjoy. So I'm not gonna start.
Hopefully,
this
we
one
don't
off.
bore you half to death.
Hopefully. So Jack, you want to start this one off?
Yeah, man. So for those of you that watched the video or the podcast last week, I said I was supposed to have like 2 videos out this week. Stuff happens and it didn't come out this week, so I'll be talking a little brief about the things I was going to go over. But not Dragon Ball. I've been watching the freaking manga. Anyway, yeah. So Dodgeball Academia. It's a game that is on Game Pass right now, and if I'm not mistaken, it's on all platforms, of course, except for the Switch. And this is a game that it doesn't make any sense at all. Like, it should be on the Switch. It's not graphically intensive. It's like there's no reason for it not to be there.
We're waiting for it to hit 98 million sold. Once it hits 98 million sold, you guys will get it. I promise.
I mean, to me, I don't understand it. Even when you look at who the developer is, which is Pocket Trap.
It says it's on there.
It is?
Yeah.
I didn't see it on mine, but maybe I just overlooked it.
If it's not on there, that don't make any sense.
Yeah, it's a perfect game for it. But I'm playing it right now on PC because I'm currently switching everything over from Xbox, PlayStation over to my PC. So if anybody's interested in Pokemon, dodgeball, humor, RPG elements, just the art styles and everything else in general, this is a game for you. Honestly, I mean, even if you don't have Game Pass, I believe it's like $17, not a little bit cheaper than that.
It's not that expensive.
But I mean, it's a great game. To kind of give a brief overview, you're like the main character named Otto, and the first person I thought of was like Otto Rocket from Rocket Power when it came up, because he's just like Otto in a way. But it's all about you coming into the school, trying to build your team up, because you have to have like a main team of 3 for you to compete in the school tournament that you kind of go through. But the way that they handle the tournament is not like you kind of just run through it. Every time you have a match, there's something that happens in school that has you involved with the characters that you're going to be going up against next. So it's like, say for example, the team that I just went against, I had to go into the forest to find a way to shut down robots that was made and let loose by one of the main nerds in the school. But then he has other 2 teammates that are into science and into the labs and everything else. But with me trying to make that all go right for the school, and of course, get my level up and everything else while you're into the story and learning about the new dodgeballs that they've created, whether it's like poisonous ones, bubblegum ones, electric ones, fire ones. They have like a whole bunch of different types of dodgeballs. So after you do all of that, you then go into the tournament and actually go up against them. And those matches in themselves are like intense. Like
this don't sound healthy for kids in school at all.
No, not at all. Like, as far as like kids, no, this is not healthy at all, because it's so much around it. Because it's not just the kids. You have like the lunch lady, which she is hilarious. Because the first time you have to get because your characters have to get a badge to even participate in the tournament, right? But the thing is, your first badge, you go and you buy it from the lunch lady for 99 cents. So it's like, all right, cool, buy it for 99 cents. You go and you try to go collect the other ones. One gets stolen, so you're like, oh, we'll just go buy another one. And she was like, oh, well, they're in high demand now, so now they're $99. So it's like, so she's always like trying to gouge prices and try to make her own little hustle outside of being the lunch lady. But it's a pretty cool game. I mean, it's a game I think any and everybody should definitely try. Easy controls, like I said, great story. And then as far as replayability, you can go and actually play against these characters again. They have different challenges with the teachers. So they'll have like a kind of like a Street Fighter challenge in a way, to where how Ryu had to tear up the car in Street Fighter 2. They have that type of challenge in the school, to where you have to use the dodgeball to try to tear up the car. But while you're trying to tear up that car, there's other robots around you trying to beam you with dodgeball. So you got to catch them and hit the car as many times as possible to try to get a certain grade in a certain time frame. So I mean, it's got a lot of replayability, underground tournaments, has online. So I mean, it's a game I think everybody should try out for sure.
Still waiting on the 100 million.
Hey, well, I mean, it's here. It's here on the Switch though. It looks like it says PS4, Switch, Microsoft Windows, and Xbox One. So it wasn't considered a next gen title. So I mean, even if you don't have a PS5 or a Series X, you can play this game. But it is on the Switch, so that's my bad. It is on the Switch. But developer Pocket Trap and publishers Humble Bundle and Humble Games. So yeah, so it's definitely a great game with an 87 Metacritic, which I'm not quite sure why. It should be higher than that, but hey, reviews are reviews. Right, exactly.
It's too cartoony. That's why.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me, but I definitely want to, even though I'm playing it on Game Pass, I'll pick it up for the Switch. Because I mean, that's for me. Like if I play a game on Game Pass and I really like it, then I'll go and buy it. I'm not one to just kind of play it on Game Pass and just leave it there and not put forth the money, even though they already got their money from Microsoft. It's one of those things of like, I want to support it on the Switch as well, because that's where it really should be. It just doesn't feel right playing on the Xbox, but now that I know it's on the Switch, I'll go pick it up on the Switch.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I use my Game Pass as a rental service, so I'm not even gonna lie. I use it straight up as a rental service.
I mean, it is. It's just I like to purchase something that I'm like really, really into. Like I really, really like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. I'm just like, it's one of those situations where that's how I see the value in it. Because if it's a multiplayer game, I'm like, okay, let me try it out. Let me see if I'm actually gonna like this.
Right.
And that's a good way for me to save money because yeah. Because if I like it, and sometimes if I like it on Xbox, I just go and buy it on Xbox.
True, and to me, I kind of, like I said, I'm playing it on PC right now, so it's one of those things of like Steam or Nintendo Switch. But this is the type of game that I feel like feels better on a Switch type of platform or a Nintendo type platform than on like a PC. Because I mean, being able to pick this up and take it with you to play dodgeball still, I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that does make sense. So I was sitting up thinking about something because we was on a Sandstorm Stormcast yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was thinking about something, and we were talking about GTA, but I was thinking about like companies that bring their games to the party late,
right?
Because we do have, and because I am a Darksiders fan, the one that caught me was Darksiders 3.
Right.
Game came out in 2018.
Okay.
Which means, to be honest, the game should have came out on Switch no later than 2019, 2020, early 2020 at the latest.
Right.
But it's now coming out on the Switch, and I think it's September 30th. I think is the release date that they got for. Yes, September 30th with all the DLC and all that other stuff.
Okay.
Okay, cool. But then I started thinking about like Bandai Namco. And that whole Dragon Ball Fighters, they said it couldn't run. Kakarot, they said it couldn't run. That's coming from them. They said it couldn't run.
All right.
So I'm like, okay. I know we kind of have to support because if we don't show support, then they use that as an excuse to see it don't sell. But I'm like, at some point, when are they gonna take responsibility for like, dude, y'all love to say stuff won't play. And then they hit a certain sales point, and then all of a sudden, magically, hey, it can work. Please buy it. Please.
Right.
Please. Like, no, man. Like, just be straight up. Like, look, okay. Like, for instance, Kakarot. Look, guys, we already started working on this like years ago. We don't have a Switch version in mind at the moment. Just be straight up.
Right. Yeah.
Just don't say it can't run.
Because I mean, that's the same. That's my mindset with Darksiders, because I mean, if it came out in 18, then that means it was in development well before the Switch. Yeah. So I can understand that.
Like, it should have came out, but but with my thing, it should have probably came out in, like I said, end of 2019, early 2020.
Right.
Because at that point, come on, like you had already put Darksiders 2 and 1 remastered, both remasters on there.
Right.
So, bruh, no excuse.
But here's my thing too, right? To kind of stay on that same mind frame of, okay, let's see if this one sells before we give you another one.
Yeah.
Why is that not across the board? Because I know plenty of games that sell horribly on PlayStation and Xbox, but then they have no issue with that sequel dropping because they want to give you another shot. They want to take another chance at you purchasing the game.
The only one that had a problem with Bayonetta. That's the only one I've ever seen them have a problem with. I've seen a bunch of games that had out on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox sell like 3-4 million across three platforms.
Right, because that's not great.
Yeah, that's not great. And then because we saw it during the Wii U, it was the original Watch Dogs sold like 3 million or something across like three different platforms. Well. Yeah. And then like Mario Kart came out like a week and a half later. What it was like?
Yeah, about 2 weeks later.
Yeah, it was about like 3 or 4 million within the first 2 weeks or something like that. And you're like, yeah,
that's
you were saying,
right? It's so weird. It's just, to me, I think I look at this from 2 ways. I think this is on the developers, and then I also feel like a part of it is on Nintendo too, because when you look at most developers, they don't release numbers like that. They don't. So the main ones that release numbers is Sony, used to be Microsoft, and then Nintendo. But Nintendo only reports first party. Yeah. So I think when it comes down to the narrative and the vision and everything else, a lot of people can continue to carry this narrative that, hey, look, third-party games don't sell on Nintendo because no one puts out the numbers. Like, you kind of have to go to VG charts or somewhere else to where they're not as exact. Yeah. But it's still an issue. Like, if Nintendo had something separate, I don't know why they only do first party. Yeah. But if they had something separate to say, hey, look, such and such sold X, Y, and Z amount of copies on our console, I think it will be more enticing for developers to come, minus the ones that are very stupid, just trying to prove a point. Right, exactly. Yes. So I mean, I look at games like that, and even when you look at Ori, that was the first time I heard Microsoft in a long time talk about numbers when they said, oh, it sold a mill over on Nintendo's console. Minecraft sold a mill. Yeah. So they're happy to say it when it sells, but Nintendo don't say nothing. Like, Nintendo is very hush about anything that's not first party.
Nintendo like, they ain't on the business.
Right. Hey, you want to come over here? Come over here. We're not giving you no other incentive other than we have a great console. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, it just struck me because, and we talked about, I will not be supporting Kakarot. I'm not.
No, I wouldn't support it anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't going to support it anyway. But the main reason why I wasn't was because they straight up said it couldn't run. So if it couldn't run, why are you bringing it now?
Right. Unless you're trying to prove a point of it running horribly and saying, see, we told you, which would be a waste of money and time on your end.
Because from what I understand on Xbox and PlayStation and on PC, it don't run well.
It don't run well.
Yeah, so
it don't. I mean, I finished Kakarot on the Xbox One S, and I tried it again on the Series X. That game doesn't run well. Like, they haven't patched it. Now they'll add new stuff, but they don't patch it.
So I guess that whole thing, well, you just need more power. I guess that's not true.
No, that game just runs bad. I think, in essence, I don't know what engine they're using for that game, and I don't know if it's the same engine they've been using with all the Budokais and everything else that they've released. But
it can't be Budokai because Budokai wasn't an RPG.
I mean, well, I know most engines are flexible, but it's because I mean, you look at something like Madden. Like right now, the reason why a lot of people have come to the consensus why Madden runs so bad is because they're trying to force it on Frostbite.
Yeah.
So is a game that had its own engine at one point in time, I mean, with the sports engine, excuse me.
Yeah.
But now they're trying to have everything under one engine, and it runs horribly.
Yeah, but that was just one of them, because if they started talking about bringing Soul Calibur 6 to Switch, I'd be like, nope.
Right. That game, ooh, geez.
Nope. The devil is a lie. The devil is a show enough lie. Nope. I'm not playing that. Nah. Now, if you want to make your own Soul Calibur and put it on Switch, fine. But Soul Calibur 6, no. I bought that game on Xbox. I feel some type of way about it.
Because Kakarot runs on Unreal Engine 4, so there's no excuse.
There's no excuse.
There's no excuse.
There's no optimizing the game. That's all it is.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's just one of the situations. That's just one of the examples. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this because, and it's not because I love Dragon Ball. I'm a Dragon Ball head.
Right.
But y'all said it couldn't run. So if it can't run, what made the difference now?
Didn't they say something stupid about like there was not enough not enough buttons? Or something like, because one developer said it was like
that was somebody else.
I was like, totally different game.
I was like, that was stupid. I'm like, have you not seen the controller?
Yeah, the controller has the same amount of buttons as everybody else. So what are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you talking about, bro? But yeah, that's just one of them because I'm like, dude, you shouldn't have said it couldn't run because if you can't, if it couldn't run if it couldn't run a year ago, how can it run now? Outside of the fact that it's like I guess 30 more million sold.
Oh, because the sales improves the graphics on the system.
Straight up about money.
Yeah. I don't know. That was weird. But yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point though. Now, I mean, with this Grand Theft Auto situation, I mean, with it running on Unreal, I mean, are we looking for any type of serious changes, some quality of life changes at all for this game?
If anything, just quality of life, because most of those like, dude, it's 3 Vice City and San Andreas.
Right.
The most popular ones.
Yeah. And I'm like, I would hope they would make some quality of life changes because they don't. If they don't, it's not gonna end well if they don't.
Like most people have stated, like it's the controls. The controls are pretty bad. And then I mean, of course, there's some hiccups here and there and things like that. But I mean, it's an old game, so I'm not expecting them to do miracles.
Yeah.
But is I don't know. I mean, I'm all for it to run through it, at least San Andreas. And I didn't even know Vice City was that quick of a turnaround, the way that you see Rockstar doing it now, because somebody was mentioning that it only took them 9 months from 3 to drop Vice City. So
but I think most people like Vice City because of that
soundtrack. And then people are in love with that Miami drug lord whole aesthetic. Yeah, everybody in love with that mess, man.
I'm like, okay. And San Andreas was number boys in the hood.
That's all it was.
It definitely was.
Like,
like I can't remember which magazine, and they did like a shot for shot scene for those Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society. This is where a lot of that came from.
Okay.
They played it smart. They played it smart. I mean, I'm curious as to why they got rid of a lot of elements in that game, to where it was like working out, running, the driving, and that was where the RPG elements came in, and they kind of just did away with it. Because what Nico didn't do any of that for the most part. It was just
Nico was Russian. In Mother Russia, we do not work, we do not train. They're like, okay,
we exist.
Exactly, right?
You crazy bastard.
But yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. At one point, I thought in GTA 4 they were gonna go there and have him say some stupid mess like that. There was a couple of points. I'm like, he gonna say it, ain't he? He gonna say in Mother Russia we do XXX.
I mean, there was some points where you thought he was.
Yeah.
I mean, that game was interesting.
Yeah,
that was an interesting game, to where a lot of people like the DLC better than the main game.
Well, the Ballad of what it was, the Ballad
Gay
of
Tony
was actually dope. The Ballad of Gay Tony was dope. And I think that's when like people just like, why in the world would I play the regular game? Like, this game's way better than the DLC was way better than that. So I'm like, okay, hey. Even though I did like Nico.
They did make that a standalone, didn't they?
Yeah, they went back and made it standalone.
Why did y'all make it a standalone?
Because everybody was loving it. Everybody was loving it. Everybody was loving it.
It's. I mean, Grand Theft Auto was interesting, and OJ was on to something too as well. To where like when you look at Grand Theft Auto, it's like, is it really improving or is it just kind of getting burnt out? Because I know at this point for me, I'm tired of the whole one-man army thing. Is that gets played out real fast. Of just like blitzing through military grade locations and just like, hey, I came out unscathed. And I said, like,
and I'm from the hood. I ain't got no kind of military training whatsoever.
None.
Okay. All right.
All I did was train in the backyard with a hobo shooting cans, and now I can just shoot everything. Like, all right, man, y'all got it.
This is not the 1870s. This is not the 1870s. This ain't the Wild Wild West.
This is crazy, man.
That's where I think before Saints Row jumped the shark massively, I think that they did a good job with making it ridiculous but believable. Right,
yeah. I like Saints Row better than Grand Theft Auto before they went super left. And just started doing all that weird superpower stuff. But it was like it's more like Crackdown than it is Grand Theft Auto than anything now. But I mean, I thought Saints Row was gonna have something because we used to look at those magazines in school and we was like, oh man, Saints Row got it. You can buy property. At the time we were, you could smoke, you could drink, do all this stuff on here. You can't do that on Grand Theft Auto. And then Grand Theft Auto turned around and did it. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Grand Theft Auto, like, hold my beer.
I know, right? It was weird, but I didn't know most of those Grand Theft Auto 5 sales came from those stupid shark cards. I thought like people were just rebuying the game just because, but they were like, no, if you had like, I guess it was a certain type of shark card, you could get it cheaper if you bought the game and it came with the game. So now that's where the sales are coming from. So people have copies of the game, but they're only using one copy. This is just because of shark cards. It's smart business wise, but
the game that just won't die. Grand Theft Auto 5.
it's not gonna die.
Grand Theft Auto 5 gonna come out on PS6.
As long as they got the online running, it's gonna keep going.
Yeah,
that's it,
man. They can't kill that online for 6 now. They can't.
Nah, they can't. Now, do you think they carry this over, or they make something brand new and we have a situation like we had with 5 to where we got the game and then the online came later?
I think they're just going to keep the online. I think they're just going to keep this online going and just do single player installments, which would be the smart move.
Yeah, kind of have it as its own separate thing.
Yeah, because they finally got the online working like they wanted to. So I wouldn't even do that, because you go from that, you might screw something up even worse.
Oh yeah.
So
Madden, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep referencing Madden.
At this point, just call it GTA MMO.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. I mean, you racing now? You doing heist and you flying? You got paid insurance on your car? I mean, this is pretty much The Sims, but just Grand Theft Auto, man. It's nuts, man. Just to hear people talk about it, like even for my dad, he's like, "Yeah, man, we went, we did this, we got this heist, and then we pulled this off." I was like, I would think he was doing this for real until you told me it was Grand Theft Auto. I was like, "You're a little too excited for this, sir." Yeah. I don't like this at all. I'm gonna need you to calm down.
Yeah, someone told me not to buy you that console for Christmas.
Right. Man, they got to have us go to a whole new island this next update, and we about to go and pull the biggest heist ever. I'm like, you want to calm down?
Like this ain't Ocean
right.
21 now.
Yeah, man. I mean, people get excited about it. I mean, they put the money into it for sure. So I mean, they got a hit on their hands. They tried it with Red Dead, and that died real quick.
They tried to duplicate it. It just ain't work.
You can't, like, that's not the same kind of story to try to, because you're talking about the old West that ain't been charted. So a lot of that ain't gonna work.
No.
Unless you're gonna build a game around Discovery, and Rockstar ain't good with that.
Not at all.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that.
All right. I agree with you saying, Storm. He said should have stuck with the gang deal. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they should have. I mean, but at that point in time, they have to build something around it, because a lot of those games were just stupid. Like it was cool to an extent when you were like taking over territories, but it's kind of like Shakedown Hawaii. They did something like that too, to where you had to buy up buildings and take over areas and things like that. It kind of gets burnt out after a while, especially when they don't fight back. It's kind of like, hey, I took it and you can have it, and that's it. We good. You got it. I was just playing. You got it. I don't know. But that is interesting. Right. But it's interesting though. I'm curious to see what they do with it and if it is real. So I'm curious.
So, okay. Just found this out a little while ago. Apparently they have a trailer up for Akira for Street Fighter. Y'all want to watch it?
Sure.
Yeah, you can.
All right, give me a second. Let me get this set up. Stop. You ain't doing that. Yeah, so apparently, because I like Akira because I love Project
Rival
Justice.
Schools.
Yeah, the whole Rival Schools Project Justice deal. So I am a fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been mad that they never brought that over. So I'm interested in seeing what this is gonna look like. So let's do this. Not
mess up her moveset.
Well, we finna find out now, aren't we?
Oh, y'all wrong.
They so wrong.
So wrong.
So wrong for that. Okay, like the bike. Okay, that's not too bad.
See, seeing stuff like this, I want to be into fighting games. Like I like fighting games, but I just suck, and that's why I want to. I want to play fight games so bad.
Oh man, all you gotta do is just have fun with it.
Yeah, and then somebody whoop your ass, and I'll stop having fun. But it's just,
Well, it just depends on. It just depends on how serious you take it. I don't take it serious. I just try to have a good time. I don't play with randoms though. I just like playing with my friends.
And I think that's the key point, because I was like, I'll go in it for fun, and then I don't touch the ground, and I'm like, okay, well, what's the fun when you get me up in the air? I'm like this, and I lose.
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Daigo.
Oh, nah, see, that's not fair. She should not have backup.
That is not fair.
Jeez.
Especially when you got your brother who is a tank.
Okay, that's sweet.
It looks like they tried to make her play as much like she did in Project Justice as they could.
I was just about to mention that game too. Just about to mention Project Justice, because that's like one of the key games on the Dreamcast that I had the most fun with.
Oh, Project Justice is my jam. That's why I'm like, I'm hoping that her inclusion will. Hopefully, we can get a new one.
Because I'm trying to think, like,
come on, give us a release date. Give us a release date. No release date. Thank you. Mother, this. I mean, would it hurt you to give a release date?
No, it wouldn't.
It wouldn't, but I don't think they would actually do it.
Man. Okay, so
as yeah, because I know y'all play fighting games like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it even necessary to talk about a 6, or is 5 just kind of
no.
improving?
It's necessary.
It's necessary to talk about 6, yeah. The problem. Yeah, you take it.
5 has improved a lot from when it first launched, but it's still missing so many key features. It's missing a dedicated arcade mode. It's missing like a normal survival mode. The story modes are short and like not really. They don't really make you want to play them. It's just like it's there. It was just like something they just threw there. Online is hampered. Like you run into a lot of issues playing online with that game. Like y'all will talk about a game with trash online. That's a game with trash online. You will
with rollback, with rollback netcode.
You'll find a lot of stuttering in this game.
Yeah.
And on top of that, some of the characters, they changed them around in ways that just don't suit their personalities. Especially like if you look at like Ken, Street Fighter V is supposed to take place before Street Fighter 3. So you go 2 to 4 to 5 to 3.
Yeah.
If we're following progression,
the newest one, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the latest in the story. But if we're following progression of how characters' styles change up, going to Street Fighter 3 looks like Ken, Ryu, and Chun-Li all regressed instead of moving forward.
Because they said that they weren't even supposed to be in the game, right?
Not
3,
initially.
no.
Okay.
Not initially.
No, that body sprite that Ken, Ryu, and Akuma have in Street Fighter 3 is Sean's.
Yeah.
He was made before they were.
Okay. Got you. Okay.
Well,
but they do need a 6, and they need to do a 6 where they from the ground up work on it for the game to be fun and not be competitive.
Yeah, that's where 5 really messed up, because from day one, when they dropped it, released it early, because I'm not gonna say because, but they dropped it early.
Oh, I'll say
due to
because y'all was trying to follow the FGC and you screwed up.
Yep. When the game should not have released, it just should not have released.
Nope.
The other thing too is that game should not have been exclusive.
That's what I was thinking too.
I know Sony probably ponied up that check, but that game should not have been exclusive.
It would have been better off.
That hurt the sales. That hurt.
It would have been better off if it was multi-platform.
Yeah, that and the fact that it wasn't complete, because when the game came out, that's what you hear the FGC say, "Oh, this is the greatest game of all times." But you hear everybody else was like, No, the hell it ain't. So
Yeah,
like
I
there's
remember
so
that.
much content just missing.
just missing, yeah. Now, me personally, because I'm a casual when it comes to fighting games, I play them to have. I'm just messing around, having fun because I like them. I'm
Right.
not taking it serious. So I had issues with it because it didn't have an arcade. It didn't have an arcade.
Yeah,
Like
it
the arcade it
literally
had
launched
was
without
like,
one.
yeah, it wasn't a good one. They
Okay.
did not have a story mode whatsoever. Like the story mode they put in there right before they released the arcade edition is actually not bad. It's actually
Okay.
not bad. But it
So
didn't
they
have
need
that.
continuity editors.
Yeah, they. Oh God, they do. Yeah, because
I'll
M
do it.
Bison. How is M Bison supposed to be? Never mind. But but it's just one of those things that they. It was clear that they were trying to do something for a specific community, and not
It,
realizing that
it
you
hurt the
have more
game.
fans than you realize
Gotcha.
that don't have anything to do with that community. And
Gotcha.
yeah,
I get where the mindset was, because when you think about it, people love to watch the spectacle of a fighting game. Because when you get down into those tournaments and they get really good,
Yeah.
it can be exciting.
yeah.
But the problem was they built the game around trying to make that feeling be a constant instead of doing what they did in the first place, which is what created that feeling.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I always wondered about that, as in, because I mean, I understood the bag was there, and a lot of people that I've seen talk about Street Fighter wasn't doing so well. So I mean, I can understand the bag. But my
Five
thing,
is the worst of the Five is the
right?
worst of the series.
But I think the reason why it wasn't doing well because it was the people that was in charge. They've been there since the 80s.
Right.
So they didn't want to like evolve it. Like there's one thing you can say about Smash, whether you love it or hate it, it evolves.
It evolves.
Right.
With every situation. Mortal Kombat was in the same situation.
Yeah.
And they did 9. And 9 switched everything up.
Yeah, I'm about to say 9 was awesome.
And it worked. And it worked. So you have to be able to change it. Now sometimes change don't work, as in Marvel's Capcom Infinite.
Right.
That's what you get when you don't add the friggin' X-Men. But I digress. But yeah, I mean, it's just sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Now I haven't played Infinite since it launched, but I have heard they did fix a lot of stuff. That's what I've heard. I don't
It's still a crappy game.
Yeah, I'm about to say it still played like trash to me when I played it last time.
It's still a crappy game because it's still based on that same system from Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah. See, they should have went the Ultimate. Which one was the one that was good? The Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, was that the one that they fixed all the stuff in it, or was it?
I don't honestly. After I played 3, I was not willing to touch it again.
I only played it because the Deadpool and the whole him bringing down the
No, see, that was why I played. That was one of the reasons I played it, because Deadpool was one of my favorite characters in that game. But I remember that online match I had. Dude had Phoenix, and he had 2 other characters in the Phoenix. I crushed the first 2 characters. Then he stayed in the air with Phoenix and just rained fireballs down. And I had no projectile character. I had Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Zero. And every time he hit the ground, I tagged the hell out of his ass and beat the crap out of him. And he slipped away and flew up, and he just rained fireballs down until he whittled my health down to the point where I lost and timed out on me.
Well, here's the thing, because remember X-Men vs. Street Fighter back in '96, I think it was.
Right.
Well, that's what I want to come back. I want that one to come back, or at least because I'm surprised since they did the arcade 1-up for it. I'm surprised nobody has put that on their store. Nobody. I'm surprised.
That's up to Capcom.
Yeah. I mean, that's the crazy part.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised they haven't though. Like, why? I'm surprised especially when they went back and redid what was it? The Street Fighter 2s, when they redid all of those.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm surprised they didn't put that one because it was that one. Who has because it was another. No, that was just the X-Men arcade game. And I don't even know who has a license for that.
That was originally Konami, but I don't know who has it now.
Yeah, I don't even know who has that one. That's why I was surprised when I saw that arcade 1-up for it, because I was like, how did they get that? So, yeah, Fighting games, man. You love to see it.
So, what was the history behind the Tekken Cross the Street Fighter? Because I know Street Fighter Cross the Tekken came out.
Tekken Cross Street Fighter was supposed to be Capcom and Namco had worked out a deal,
right?
Where they would do a 2D fighting game and then do a 3D fighting game, crossing the characters though. Problem is Namco had trouble trying to figure out how they were going to translate the Street Fighter's moves. That's why when Akuma hit in Tekken 7, I was thinking, okay, this is the step towards that because now they figured out how they're going to do it, and they're just like, we're killing it. No point. We just want to kill it.
So I remember it was hype around that, and then the system
story was dope.
Yeah,
the story was dope.
The story idea was great.
Dope, yeah.
I guess that's something you got to get Sakurai on because if he's able to bring,
how is it like everybody has problems doing this, and this one dude figured it out for his game?
Because I mean that game is nothing like the two of Tekken or Street Fighter, but yet their characters in this game.
Here's the secret. Sakurai gives a damn.
Yeah. I swear you could have a Street Fighter cross Fatal Fury cross Tekken in Smash Brothers.
Look, if you really want to be legit about this, if we want to all around fighters together and we put Sakurai on it, then this is going to be Street Fighter. It's going to be Capcom, SNK, Namco, Tecmo, and Sega. And we're going to throw all their characters together. And Sakurai will make it happen. It'll be a fully balanced, fleshed out game with more than just the fighting mode in it. And it'll probably be 2D and 3D combat. If anything, I think he'd be sneaky and take the modified version of the Tekken engine that they use for Pokken Tournament to make it.
Knowing him, And then on top of that, people be complaining, well, we need DLC. No, hell you don't.
Nah.
So this man would load
Sakurai game.
He'd load that up with like 100 characters and we'd be straight to go.
Yeah. I'm like,
and he'd probably pick some characters people don't even normally see anymore.
Well, knowing him, because he knows the fighting genre like that, the fighting game genre anyway like that, he probably would have characters from like 95 that we ain't seen in 30 plus years.
Right.
Something crazy. He probably have a character that was at the market during the Chun-Li fights in Street Fighter 2.
Well, back there with the chickens.
Yeah. I can
have
see
him
him
wacky with the chicken.
I can see him putting the referee from Samurai Showdown in the game just because that was
actually
something that
didn't
was in the
they do
first
that
game.
once?
Yeah, in the first two games. You could fight. It was a way you had to do it, but you could do it, and knowing Sakurai, he do
fight.
It. Yeah, knowing Sakurai, he put it in there, make him a character.
I miss stuff like that. I miss secret fights and specific ways to actually get them done and how to unlock characters. That's just things of the past.
It was one of the things that was fun about fighting games that just disappeared.
Dude, you can do that now. You just have to pay for it. I mean,
secret wallet charge.
Yeah, secret wallet charge. It's called DLC.
Like, you put in a cheat code to get to a secret menu. Just to charge $5.
Yes, charge $5 for it.
It's crazy, man. I mean, honestly, I think that would be something that would be cool. I don't know if people would like it. Let's say, for example, we have Street Fighter 6, right? And they say, hey, we got a new character dropping tomorrow, but you got to figure out how to go up against this character. And whenever you go up against them, then they'll reveal themselves. And then I guess eventually you have to pay for them. But I know they're not going to get rid of that. But it's like, hey, you can always fight against him. But if you want to use him, here's the season pass.
That is such a tease.
It would be, but
to me, that would probably make sense though. I mean, when you think about, because a lot of times you get characters that you're not gonna play with, Dragon Ball Fighters, and I refuse to play with Videl. And why did you put her in that game? And why did you put anybody from GT in that game? I hated that anime. I'm sorry. So
people that swear by GT.
Man,
the only thing I like from GT is Super Saiyan 4. That is it.
That is in Super Android 17.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Other than that, that whole entire
was
series,
a good character.
Screw Baby. That whole entire
series. I give Andre that. Baby was a clean character. I like Baby.
Baby made sense.
No,
Baby made sense.
Yeah.
Baby, I hated Baby just because I'm like, you suck. You had to take over somebody else's body just to fight. Sorry, piece.
But at the same time, that's a good psychological issue.
Because that's kind of like
good
Cell.
psychological.
Nah, well, Cell, but hold on. Cell is the epitome of animated villainy because he had the best lines in the series.
I ain't gonna lie about that.
Cell is by far one of my favorite villains. I love the music they had behind Cell. I love the premise they had behind Cell, the creepiness they had behind Cell. Everything about Cell was
the arrogance. And
the arrogance. Oh, he was all arrogant as hell. But even to this day, like I love certain fights of Dragon Ball, but there's only a few like standout situations that I like. And I think my favorite part with Cell was when Piccolo and Android 17 were fighting against each other on the island. And then Cell shows up. And by this time, he had them sucked up about 55,000 people. And he came and he one shot Piccolo, and the screen went black and white, and he just blacked out. That was like my favorite part because he was like, run 17, just pow. So okay, Piccolo's sleep for the rest of the episode. It's one shot. And they just fought not too long ago to where Piccolo, after he fused with Kami, was good.
Yeah.
And
during that, Piccolo that's why he waited. That's why I said waiting.
Yeah.
He was tired. He was waiting for him to get tired because he knew he couldn't take him head up.
Well, I mean, he could have, but it wouldn't have been as easy. It'd have been a lot more of a fight.
He needed 17 to actually do something.
No, I'm saying, we're talking about after he ate all them people. After he ate all them people, I think he could have done it. But it wouldn't have been as easy because if you go on with a fresh Piccolo, that would have been a long fight.
Yeah.
But I still think he would have won. I think Cell 1-on-1 with Piccolo at that point, he still would have beat him.
That's why I was like,
taking way longer.
That I will give Dragon Ball for all its faults. They do when Toriyama wanted to do the story right, he really did do a good job.
He did
when he wanted to. Just, like I said, I will tell anybody, and I will stand by this: Saiyan conflict through Frieza Fall of the Tyrant is the best Superman story I've ever seen.
It is
because it makes sense. Like the DC Superman story makes absolutely no sense. What Toriyama did from those like 3 or 4 arcs made way more sense. Yeah, they gave it a central villain. They gave it a central villain that was beyond evil. Yeah. Not only was he racist, not only was he evil, he was hella racist.
Frieza has a long laundry list of things that he was.
Yeah.
We can be here all day with the things we can call Frieza, but it's just and nice ain't one of them.
Nice. Yeah.
It depends. He would treat you nice, but then brutally murder you.
Yeah, basically.
He's manipulative. That's
what he is. That's one of it. Yeah. So that's true. That's why I was like, I understand why people don't like the series, but I think like if you actually look at it, it's actually not a bad. Especially like when the Trunk stuff came, that was Terminator.
Yeah, that was straight up Terminator.
That was straight up Terminator.
I just didn't like the excessive use of Red Ribbon Army. Like, we get it. He's pissed. Like, like if you had a little kid show up and just destroy everything you had, that I'd be mad too. But
I think part of that was because Jiro's son died during everything. There's no confirmation that Goku was the one that did it,
right?
But he was involved in the overall situation, so I can understand why he'd be pissed off at him.
I was like, "Come on, Jiro! Like, move on to other things. Like, you're an intelligent scientist."
Plus, honestly, we had a long break from Red Ribbon Army from Dragon Ball to when it appeared in Z.
That's true.
Well, I mean, because we took a break because you had Raditz, then the Saiyan saga came in, Frieza, and then we jumped right back into the Android shit again.
Well, after Red Ribbon Army, you had King Piccolo.
King Piccolo.
Yeah.
Then you had the Piccolo Junior saga.
Yeah.
Then Saiyan saga with Raditz, the Vegeta, then Namek. So you ran through about 5 or 6 storylines before they showed back up.
You did. To me, it was like one of those things of Jesus. They're back again. He's mad again, and then the movies didn't help. It was just like
didn't help either. Yeah.
So I was like, once when it was done, I thought it was done. We got it, and that's why I like Baby so much because it made sense. It was yet another individual that was pissed off because of Saiyans.
But the Tuffles only came back once.
Right, which is fine with me in regards to that. It was just, when you look at the entirety of the Saiyans history, it's like Goku and Vegeta just gonna have to eat that for the rest of their life.
Yeah,
It's like
which is,
you Saiyans, I had nothing to do with that. I don't
Don't
care.
matter.
I was
It don't
too young
matter.
at the time.
It don't matter.
You were saying I saw you.
That's the whole thing why granola works, because granola is the same way. He's like,
Yeah.
well, look, your people did this.
Well, but the funny thing about granola
You
is
gotta go.
granola ain't just mad at the Saiyans. He mad at the Saiyans. He mad
He
at
mad at-
Frieza. He
yeah.
mad at
He's
everybody.
mad at everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't wait till
They
he meets
look
Jiren.
Goku and Vegeta, Goku and Vegeta biting their tongue or saying anything about having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, he going straight for him.
Yeah.
The second he knows, he'll be like, "Oh, okay,
You
I'm
got
gonna knock
kids?
you
All
out,
right.
and that's where I'm headed. I'm gonna deal with them first."
Right.
And then you run into the unstoppable ridiculousness that is Goten and Trunks.
It's just one of those days to where it's like granola is going to be interesting because they could severely mess this up, or they can do this in a
They
great
knock it out
way.
the park.
They can knock it out the
Yeah.
park because you could really evolve Trunks and Goten. You can evolve the Saiyans in the other universe. You can really evolve Piccolo at this point in time too, because of him being involved with what is the Namek he's with now that does the 2-star? I mean 2 Dragon Balls opposed to the 7. But
7, yeah.
yeah, so I mean he has some form of respect for Nameks, it seems, and they kept reiterating, hey, there's Nameks in every universe. They just been so spread out, we don't know of all of them.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
curious
some
if
of
he
them
saw
are
There's a lot
Piccolo.
of story open.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like if he saw Piccolo, could Piccolo chill him out? And then if they did do that, would Frieza come and just ruin it?
Basically. Basically.
Oh, he would show up. He would show up in spectacular fashion with like a glass of wine,
Yeah.
Yes.
talking, and just ruin the
Talking
whole
mad.
party.
Yeah.
Because imagine that tournament could have ended differently. Had Frieza just shut the hell up and just shot Jiren, he would have been fine. But he just wanted to run his mouth, and then Jiren got pissed off
Knowing
and
he
beat
can't
the hell
beat
out of him. Like it's
Knowing he can't beat him. Knowing he can't beat him.
boy.
Like
Oh,
you
wow,
got this
that
man
hurts me.
down and out for the count, and you just can't stop talking for 2 seconds to finish
Yeah.
the job.
running your mouth. Like the only other character that pisses me off like that is Luffy. I mean, not Luffy, but Luffy. Excuse me.
From
Luffy
from
does it
One Piece.
from One Piece
Yeah.
because like I'm caught up. So at
Oh,
this point, it's always
Congratulations.
I know, right? Like episode like 980 something. Like it's
Ugh.
nuts.
I think I got
But-
lost in the 500s.
Hey, I mean, it's a great anime. It's just
Yeah,
it's very
just
repetitive
long, yeah.
and it's long. So
But-
they stretch the hell out of it.
Yeah.
But
at
Frieza and
least
Luffy
when
on the same page.
At least when Luffy run his mouth, though, he gets results.
He does, but my
Frieza
issue with
don't.
Luffy is, hey, we have plan A and we have plan B.
Plan B.
All right, Luffy, here it is. All right,
He
cool,
don't
let's
do
go do
either.
it. And then next thing you know, it's like, where Luffy at? Oh, he ran in there yelling, screaming, and fighting people. I'm like, come on, dude.
Well,
Like, and then he get, like,
they actually address that, and that's why they always tell him something else, and they
Yes.
go do the
They-
rest of
they
the
know what
people
he's
actually
gonna
the
do.
plan.
They
Yeah,
know.
already
They know
what
him
he's gonna do.
already.
Luffy is the distraction.
and God forbid, Boa Hancock show up.
oh my gosh. 'Cause at this point now, yeah, they just disbanded the whole 7 warlords, so they're
She
finna
is
try
awful.
to arrest them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which-
but-
that's gonna be funny.
Yeah, that's gonna be hilarious.
So yeah,
So I don't know,
I'm
but
trying to think. Is Shanks one of the 7 warlords, or is he one of the emperors?
he's
he's
he's,
one of the emperors.
emperors.
He's the emperor.
Okay,
he's one of the 4
that's what
emperors,
I
yeah.
had a feeling. Like,
because it's
look,
him.
like I said, I haven't watched in a while.
Him,
Right.
Big Mom, Big
Big Mom, Blackbeard, and Kaido.
And I think
Kaido.
Luffy now just got into being in that class,
Yeah.
if I remember what I heard.
Yeah, they
right?
call him the 5th emperor, which got everybody pissed the hell off. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, the
He
thing
ain't-
is, he got all those
He's not
because all
supposed to be
those
on that level yet.
right?
Yeah, and he actually has a fleet, and don't
Yeah.
realize it. He don't care about it, but
He don't
the
want
fleet
it.
love him.
Yeah,
So they go do what he's do anyway.
Yeah.
So it's that anime. I will tell people like this. I started like right around episode 300 and said to hell with it. I'll just watch the movies. I know the lore. I'll just watch the movies. So that's where I stopped at with that one because I came in way too late. So
it's cool. It's just it's
good.
predictable at this
Yeah.
point.
yeah,
Because it's like
good.
Luffy comes in, he meets who he's supposed to fight, get his ass whooped, then he's either incapacitated, trapped somewhere, or he done separated himself in some kind of way where you can't find him.
Yeah.
Everybody else go do their
Luffy-
own thing, and then we come together at the end.
Luffy's got Goku syndrome.
Yeah.
he
He
does.
definitely got
bad.
Goku syndrome, where he just not there for most of the battle.
Nah,
And show up at the last second and take everything
here's
and knock everybody out.
right.
Here's the funny thing about it. Out of the two of them, Goku is still the dumbest hero in all of fiction
Well, he ain't a
Goku's
hero.
the dumbest hero in all of fiction, dude.
But you can't treat him like a hero. He ain't a hero. He's just
because he ain't
he
trying
just
to hear
likes
all
to
that.
fight.
He's not a hero. He's not a hero, but
He's a good
he's
dude.
always doing. That's the funny thing about it. He's not a hero, but he's always doing heroic shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So
All because he like to throw hands. That's just what it is.
yeah,
That's all it is.
It's like if you just tweak him just a little bit, he'd be a bad guy.
He would.
Yeah.
If you
a
made
bad
him
guy,
a slight
bad
bit
guy that you
smarter,
would actually like to hang out with.
if you made him a slight bit smarter and just a little bit more chaotic,
which is what I think they were trying to do with Turles and Trio Might.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were doing with Turles.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I would actually like to see Turles come back.
I would too. Bring back Broly. Bring back.
I'm about to say dark skinned Goku. You can do that.
Yeah.
Let's bring back Turles. Let's bring back Cooler. Hey, if we really want to go a step further, we can bring back BoJack.
We
just slide look. There's a way to do it where it would make sense, and it ain't gotta have nothing to do with King Kai.
Okay, I'm gonna say because I'm all right. So
now, if you make him like say if you got some situation where he has beef with the Heaters and the Heaters got to turn to Goku and Vegeta, there you go.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so Sandstorm, do you like Super? Yes,
certain parts.
I like. Oh well, I'll say this. I didn't like the first two arcs because they were just basically the movies expanded.
They were the movies,
yeah. I did like the sixth tournament arc with Universe 6 just because I liked Champa and Beerus going back and forth. That was hilarious. I liked the Future Trunks stuff because that was an interesting spin on time travel.
Yeah,
and I like how they came up with it. Tournament of Power, it has its ups and downs because here's the problem. I like certain stuff they did in the manga in Tournament of Power that I wish they would have did in the anime.
Right.
That they
and then there's some stuff in the anime I like that I wish they would have done in the manga.
So, so like for instance, one of the things that I like that they did in the manga was Master Roshi knew about Ultra Instinct and could do it. And it's him that shows Krillin and Goku how to do it because Roshi fights Jiren in the manga.
Right. Yeah.
Of course, he don't win. So before anybody say anything, no, he don't win. But he wasn't trying to win. He was showing them how to achieve it, and that's how he's been alive so long.
All right.
And all the guys, and even Whis was like, he's not supposed to know how to do that.
And also, Jiren was way more developed in the manga.
Yeah, he was
way more developed.
He
in the
was.
manga. He didn't just get the damn Sasuke Naruto storyline, and we don't know nothing else about him.
Yeah.
And I still like I still like the kids. They were killing me, man. They were killing me. So
I think it's no matter what they do with Goten and Trunks from the hilarity standpoint, the comedy, it's just hurry up and grow these damn kids up because
they do need to grow.
It makes no sense because even in the movie they got it now to what Pan is in kindergarten. This new one that's getting ready, the superhero.
They should be looking like they did at the end of Z.
Yeah, that's what they're doing with the movie. From what I've read, that's what they're doing because apparently they realized that they messed up with that. I'm like, they should be like 14 and 13.
Yeah, it should make no sense.
They should have been grown. Like you just got to look at the fact that Gohan, as an 11-year-old, was bigger and taller than they are.
Yeah,
right.
They're older than what he was. I'm like,
and on top of that, the funny thing about it, they still can go Super Saiyan 3 in fuse form, which means they can still go Super Saiyan 3 separate. So you gotta change that.
Because what was the point? What was the point of it evolving them that far against Boo just to cap them?
Toriyama decided he didn't want to do it. That's all. This is all it was. Toriyama.
Because I understood and I understand the stories of Toriyama saying he forgets stuff.
Yeah,
like he forgot about Launch. You know what I'm saying, as far as who she was as a character, because knows how after Dragon Ball, Launch was nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
He literally forgot what Super Saiyan 3 was.
Yeah. And hair colors and all this stuff. I'm like, damn, okay. I mean, I get it. Like, but come on, man. But I mean, honestly, as far as Super, like I like Super, and I agree with you. The first two arcs, like it were the movie, so it was whatever. Yeah. As far as the character development right now, to me, I think they're going too fast. Like they going way too fast because you think about we got Beerus and Whis, which we had never heard of anything above the Kais for the most part. And then you talk about Hit comes in, and you thinking, okay, Hit can either be a villain or yet another teammate. And right when we get to start with Hit, here comes Jiren and everybody else. And I'm like, okay, well, that just put Hit on the back burner.
Even though Hit and Jiren was a fun ass,
it was a great fight. But it's like, what do you do with Hit now? Is Hit just another Piccolo? To where it's like, okay, I'll partner with him every now and again. Or
they did hint that they're going to Universe 6 at some point. So
because they got to do the Planet Sadala thing.
Yeah, they got to do that. So I'm pretty sure Hit's going to show back up when they do that. When they do that run.
So that means they're going to have threats that they may or may not have never had in Universe 6. Now that Goku and them show up.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
Goku
that's
drags trouble with them.
And I actually think that's a good way to bring in Super Saiyan 4.
They have to
do it in Universe 6.
Yeah, you can't throw the
transformation. They don't have God Ki.
No, they don't.
They don't have the practical use of God Ki, so the natural progression would make more sense.
Yeah, so
there you go.
Oh, you worse.
He worse. Pycon was so man. Pycon was perfect.
He was a one arc enemy, and that was it.
But he was such a good character though.
Yes, he's another character. Like if they start keep bringing in more characters from the filler and stuff of Dragon Ball into Super, Pycon is one I definitely want to see back. I actually would like to see Pycon in a situation where he's up against Cooler. Fire and ice.
Dope. Yeah, that would be
dope. What universe was he from? Because I know they were all from different.
He was from 7.
Yeah, but he was like what, north. Because I know they had like north, south, east, west.
He was west.
Okay, yeah.
I think he was west. Yeah,
because Goku was east.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that was that was another one that was now if they would have put him in fighters, I would have been happy because
he's not a fighter.
Good character. Nope.
Yeah, like Videl should not be in fighters. Baby Goku should not be in fighters.
That was a stretch. I don't know why
they shouldn't have did that. They should have just
put
like
too many versions of Goku and Vegeta in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, but there is a lot of characters that they could do something with. I'm still a fan of Garlic. Like I still love Garlic Jr. I don't. I feel like he needs more than what he's gotten.
My problem with Garlic Jr. is that he set himself in the dead zone twice.
Twice.
I'm like, how dumb can you be? Like how freaking
twice?
Like you idiot.
Because Gohan put his ass there
the same way.
We could say Gohan is the projectile that shot him there,
right?
But he did it himself.
Yeah,
he was the only one with the ability to open it.
Yeah. Right. So why would you do that? Why would you? Okay. Yeah.
I wouldn't even have taken the risk.
I wouldn't even did that. Like no.
Like
I just use something else. I'm immortal. I can't die.
Can't die. He's like the only one that's pulled that wish off.
Yeah.
And he ends up screwing himself with the dead zone.
Yeah.
So I mean, to me, like I said, but Super. To me, that's my only issue with Super. Because at this point, you've introduced Ultra Instinct, and if you're paying attention to the mangas now, Vegeta is damn near a god of destruction at this point. Like I said, the introduction of the angels and the gods of destruction, and then like where do you go from this point? Like there's way too much power right now, and now you're kind of phasing out the Z fighters, if you will, because I mean Krillin and them can't hang, not for real.
Not with this. No,
not with this.
They need to open up an avenue for them. Like Ultra Instinct, anyone can learn. So I don't know why they don't have those characters training to learn it.
And once again, that's something you had to read the manga for.
Piccolo's Namekian. Piccolo's Namekian. We know that Namekians, like literally in some way, stem from the gods.
Yes.
Why can't we have a Namekian god form?
Yeah.
Like Piccolo should be the one there. Like he should be going to new levels, and they should be introducing another Namekian fighter. Like I know we had the Universe 6 2 fighters that they had in the tournament, which they were giving Piccolo to work a little bit, but I don't know.
That was after they had combined their whole race. Though.
Exactly.
If they was individual, Piccolo would have mopped the floor.
Of course, we know that the same way Moro mopped the whole Namekian race. And one hit is just
Ooh.
that dude is weird. But to me, I mean, there should be more Namekian fighters. We got a gang of Saiyans at this point. Like they're really rebuilding the culture at this point.
They all supposed to be extinct, and they bringing them back. Like, hold on, where did this Saiyan come from? Weren't they all supposed to be dead? Like,
but I like how the Broly movie actually explained. Like, no, he didn't kill all of them because a lot of them was off world
on missions.
Yeah, they were on missions.
Some
So
of them
no,
weren't
Frieza
going
never.
back.
Yeah, Frieza never killed all of them, and I like the fact because in the original, Frieza killed all of them. They were all. He called them all. They called them all back.
A short few.
Yeah,
but that's how they could bring back Turles.
Yeah, because he would have been off world.
Yeah,
and some of them ignored the thing, like Vegeta. Vegeta and Raditz and Nappa. They ignored it.
Yeah.
So you can have that's your avenue out. You're out. But before we get out of here, because we just hit the hour. Yeah, we just hit the hour. So before we get out of here, I do want to ask you guys, what are you guys most looking forward to that's releasing this fall? If you have a couple games that you want to that caught your eye. Me personally, I know I'm probably gonna get some laughter off of this one, but I really am looking forward to Cruising Blast just because it looks ridiculous and I can actually race you with a Triceratops.
That's legit.
I think a lot of people looking forward to that.
I want a racing wheel just for that game. I
want to race with a Triceratops. That's it. When I saw that in the trailer, I'm like, yes, they won. So
I may get a racing wheel just for that game.
Yeah,
just so I can keep it as authentic as possible.
Yep, like the arcade. Yeah, so it's that one. Of course, I'm looking forward to Metroid. I think it's kind of already known at this point. Fatal Frame. I'm actually looking forward to that because that looks like it might be dope. Tales of Arise. I don't know. I don't like how it looks, but it's a Tales game. I'm pretty much bound by JRPG law to get that game, so that's that. And then there is the Demon Slayer game.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Hinokami Chronicles. That's in
I completely forgot about that.
I'm actually looking forward to that. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Anything you guys looking forward to?
Yeah. So now that you put me on the spot, if it's still coming out this year, which I doubt it will, I'm looking forward to Kenna. So I'm looking forward to Kenna. Of course, I'm looking forward to WarioWare. That's my biggest one. I'm looking forward to Metroid. No More Heroes, which is coming out pretty soon. Actually looking forward to Halo.
2 days.
Yeah, like I'm actually looking forward to Halo. What else am I looking forward to? What else is coming out? Now that I think about it, because you threw me off with the Demon Slayer game because I forgot all about that game.
And Kenna is supposed to come out on the 24th of this month.
Yeah, because I was about to say I know it got pushed back.
Yeah.
That and Psychonauts is supposed to be coming out.
Psychonauts. That's my game that I forgot about. I got it pre-downloaded for Game Pass, so I'm definitely looking forward to playing Psychonauts 2. Looking at this quick list real quick of anything else I'm not looking forward to 2K22, even though somehow it's going to end up on my system anyway. That's just how shit works.
It's just going to slip its way through the door.
I'm on the fence about Lost Judgment because like it was on my radar a while back when it originally released, but then after playing Yakuza games, like they're fun for a minute. Like they're goofy to the point to where it's like it's cool, but then at some point it's like, all right, I'm done. Like I don't want to continue getting into this.
It depends on your type of humor. If you get into that Japanese humor, you'll probably enjoy it.
Which that humor I like. Is just Yakuza games, they talk too damn much. So it's just that's the problem with that game. Like I love the fighting, but you do way more talking than you do fighting in that game. I'm still holding on to Riders Republic. I'm still keeping the faith, even though they're going to micro transaction the hell out that game. I'm still looking forward to it. Mario Party Superstars, and I'll give Shin Megami Tensei 5. Those will be my main ones I'm kind of looking forward to this year.
Okay. All right.
Back for Blood is definitely a game I'm looking forward to because
did you play the beta?
No, I didn't get to. Didn't catch it, but the main game will be fine. I don't have to worry about the beta. It still looks like it's going to be fun.
Right.
Kendall was one I was looking at because they can get it on PC.
Right.
Deathloop is another one I'm looking at because again, can get it on PC. They promote it like it's exclusive to PS5.
Yeah, they really do. Yeah.
I'm looking at a list right now myself. This is not a whole lot more because I'm definitely not looking forward to Battlefield, and y'all already mentioned the other games I'd be interested in. Yeah, I think I don't have a whole lot to look forward to that's coming out.
Now looking forward to Paw Patrol, the movie Adventure City Calls. That's it might be a banger. They actually released on the 13th.
I am not looking forward to that. Hey, sure, someone else can.
And I am looking forward to Halo, but I'm probably good when I get it because once again it's going to be across all family of systems. I'm probably not going to jump on the online until I get my Series X, but I will get it on the one just so I can go and get the story mode knocked out. And then when I get my Series X, I'll probably do the online stuff because at that point it'll be worth it to me anyway.
Right. Exactly.
That's right. They're going to have that be cross-platform, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They showed some of the Xbox One footage off.
Yeah.
That's fine. I was just thinking I could play on the Xbox One and then play online on the PC.
Because it's one of those as soon as you upgrade your Xbox, it automatically does it, so you don't have to worry about nothing. I'm like, cool. That's all I need to know.
Yep.
So I don't have to worry about because every time they have stock, as soon as they say they have stock in, if you at work, you're not gonna get one. And I'm usually at work when they say they got stock. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go home.
Right.
I'm not even gonna waste my time. I'm just gonna go home. I'm not even gonna waste my time.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot all about 12 minutes.
Call the store to be disappointed.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna call the store because they said they was in stock at 8:00. I'm at work. I don't get off till 2 in the afternoon. Yeah, by the time I get over to Target or Walmart, it's gonna be 3. Nah, it ain't gonna be in there.
You follow Wario 64? Because that's how I got both of mine.
No, I don't follow that. I don't follow him.
Yeah, because literally he was the reason why I got mine from Target. Because he posted it up there, and then Target was like, "Yeah, we're not doing this online. You just have to buy it, and then come to the store and pick it up."
Pick it up, yeah.
Yeah, and the scalpers can't do that, so that was what saved me.
Yeah, that's good. Oh man, I hate scalpers. But that's gonna do it for this episode. Yeah, it was a slow week this week, so I hope you guys were able to enjoy it. Go watch Suicide Squad and Jack. Anything you want to pimp out?
I mean, maybe I'll shoot some videos. I should do some more in depth because I know I went over just a little bit here with Dodgeball Academia. I keep wanting to say Dragon Ball Academia, but Dodgeball Academia. And then also Phoenix, right? Ace Attorney. I gotta go over Chronicles as well to kind of give my spiel on the first 2 cases. And I do need to finish Skyward Sword. It's just these games came out and then it got put to the back.
Yeah,
it just got put to the back. So
everything was falling right on top of each other.
Right on top of each other. That's why some of these games haven't been bought yet. But that's pretty much it for the most part. Outside of the other channels. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Andre.
Well, I did post an example video of the gamer code concept I want to work on. So if anybody's interested, go over to my channel and check it out. And I don't care if you do content creation or not. I don't care if you are well known or not, or if you're even a gamer. If you're interested, let me know.
That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
The problem is getting it started. It's always getting it started.
Yeah, and then the editing process. That's gonna be interesting.
Oh, that's gonna be a pain in the ass.
It's a great idea. Otherwise, though, sure.
That's gonna be a pain in the ass, but it's worth the work.
Because as I was watching, I was like, "Oh, I'm feeling the pain for you." I'm like, this is great, but he's gonna have to rely on people. Look,
if I could get like a list of like 20 to 30 people that I can put in a rotation. Right. Because I don't need all of them for every one.
Right. That's true.
Rotation.
Yeah.
Good to go.
So I do have the Suicide Squad review that'll be going up tomorrow. I'm going to try to get that Monster Hunter Stories Let's Talk Live. I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow afternoon sometime. So I'll post on Twitter and Facebook when I go live, so you guys will know. And I finally finished Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, so I'm gonna try to do a video for that. Probably do another Let's Talk Live, seeing how the other one will go. Probably do that later this week. But yeah, that's what I got coming up. We'll see you guys next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So peace.
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 And